Welcome to my channel Old Worth Coins. The 1980 United States quarter dollar, also known as the Washington quarter, is a coin struck by the U.S. Mint and made primarily of a copper-nickel clad composition. On the obverse front of the coin, it features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. Above his head is the word Liberty, and below is the year 1980. To the left of his neck, you'll find the motto "In God We Trust," and depending on the mint that produced it, you may see a mint mark such as P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco to the right of Washington's ponytail. On the reverse, back side, the coin shows an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with two olive branches beneath, symbolizing both war and peace. Above the eagle is the phrase United States of America, and the national motto E pluribus unum. Below the eagle are the words quarter dollar, indicating its denomination of 25 cents. The coin has a reeded, grooved edge and weighs 5.67 grams with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. In terms of condition and value, most 1980 Washington quarters that have been in circulation are common and typically worth only face value 25 cents. However, coins in uncirculated or mint condition, especially those with a high grade from grading services like PCGS or NGC, MS65 or higher, can be worth more, usually around $1 to $5 or more depending on demand. Proof versions, especially from the San Francisco Mint with a mirror-like finish, can fetch higher values if preserved well. Coins with errors, like off-center strikes or double dies, may be of special interest to collectors and can command higher prices. The 1982 United States quarter dollar, commonly referred to as the Washington quarter, holds historical and collector significance. This coin features the profile of George Washington on the obverse front, designed by John Flanagan, with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1982. The reverse shows a heraldic eagle with spread wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper core, as the U.S. Mint had transitioned from silver in 1965. In 1982, quarters were struck at both the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D mints. That year, due to a temporary halt in making uncirculated mint sets, high-quality examples from circulation became harder to find, which adds some value for collectors. Condition plays a critical role in a coin's value. A heavily circulated 1982 quarter typically holds just its face value of 25 cents, while a well-preserved coin, especially one with a strong strike and minimal wear, can be worth more. Coins in mint state, graded MS60 to MS67, can range from $1 to over $30, depending on condition and mint mark. Uncirculated coins, especially those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, fetch higher prices. Errors such as off-center strikes, missing clad layers, or double dies can make a 1982 quarter much more valuable to collectors. Because no official mint sets were issued in 1982, even relatively clean circulated examples are sometimes saved by collectors seeking to complete year sets. The 1986 United States quarter dollar is a commonly circulated coin that features the image of George Washington, the first President of the United States, on the obverse front side. This design, created by John Flanagan, has been in use since 1932. To commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, the obverse includes the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1986. The reverse side shows a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing military readiness and peace. Above the eagle are the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, while $quarter is inscribed below. The coin is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, consisting of a pure copper core with outer layers, made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin was minted in both Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver with a D mint mark. In terms of mintage, hundreds of millions of these quarters were produced, over 550 million from the Denver Mint and more than 550 million from the Philadelphia Mint, making them quite common. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are typically worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, the value increases significantly if the coin is in uncirculated or mint state (MS) condition. For example, a 1986 quarter graded MS-65 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can be worth between $2 and $10. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are much rarer and can fetch $50 or more. The quality of the coin's strike, luster, and absence of scratches or contact marks greatly influence its value. Additionally, 1986 saw the release of special proof quarters made at the San Francisco Mint bearing an S mint mark. These coins were not meant for circulation and were sold in sets to collectors. They have a sharp, mirror-like finish and are usually worth around $2 to $5. Though deep cameo and perfect grade PR70 examples can command higher prices. Some error coins from 1986, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers, are sought after by collectors and can be worth anywhere from $20 to several $100s, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Condition plays the most important role in determining value. Coins that have been kept in protective holders or found in original mint rolls will retain their mint luster and show no signs of circulation wear, making them more valuable. On the other hand, coins that have been in everyday use will have scratches, loss of detail, and discoloration, reducing their collectible value. Overall, while most 1986 quarters are still worth only 25 cents, those in exceptional condition or with errors can be much more valuable too. Numismatists, coin collectors. The 1988 United States quarter dollar, part of the Washington Quarter series, is a widely circulated coin featuring the classic design of George Washington on the obverse front. This portrait was created by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate Washington's 200th birthday and remained in use until the state quarters began in 1999. The front of the 1988 quarter displays the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date 1988. The reverse back of the coin features a heraldic eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing strength and peace. Surrounding this are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This quarter is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel on the outside, bonded to a pure copper core. It was minted in both Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver with a D mint mark, with over 1.1 billion coins produced between the two mints, making the 1988 quarter very common. In circulated condition, a 1988 quarter typically holds only its face value of 25 cents, due to its high mintage and widespread availability. However, in uncirculated, mint state condition, its value can increase. For example, quarters graded MS-65, mint state 65, are worth about $2 to $5, depending on demand, surface quality, and eye appeal. Higher grade coins like MS-67 or better are rarer and can be worth $25 to $100 or more, especially if certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Quarters with the D mint mark from the Denver Mint are more common than those without Philadelphia, but values for both are similar and less in pristine condition. There are also 1988 S-proof quarters produced at the San Francisco Mint, which bear an S mint mark and have a mirror-like finish. These were not intended for circulation and were sold in proof sets to collectors. A typical 1988 S-proof quarter is worth around $2 to $5, but a deep cameo example in PR70 perfect condition can command a higher price from collectors. Besides condition and mint mark, any unique errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, can greatly increase a coin's value. These types of mint errors are uncommon and collectible, often selling for $50 to several $100s, based on their rarity and visibility. When evaluating a 1988 quarter, condition is crucial. The 1988 United States quarter dollar, part of the Washington quarter series, is a widely circulated coin featuring the classic design of George Washington on the obverse front. This portrait was created by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate Washington's 200th birthday and remained in use until the state quarters began in 1999. The front of the 1988 quarter displays the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1988. The reverse back of the coin features a heraldic eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing strength and peace. Surrounding this are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This quarter is made from a copper nickel clad composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel on the outside, bonded to a pure copper core. It was minted in both Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, with a D mint mark, with over 1.1 billion coins produced between the two mints, making the 1988 quarter very common. In circulated condition, a 1988 quarter typically holds only its face value of 25 cents, due to its high mintage and widespread availability. However, in uncirculated, mint state condition, its value can increase. For example, quarters graded MS65, mint state 65, are worth about $2 to $5, depending on demand, surface quality, and eye appeal. Higher grade coins like MS67 or better are rarer and can be worth $25 to $100 or more, especially if certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Quarters with the D mint mark from the Denver Mint are more common than those without Philadelphia, but values for both are similar and less in pristine condition. There are also 1988 S-proof quarters produced at the San Francisco Mint, which bear an S mint mark and have a mirror-like finish. These were not intended for circulation and were sold in proof sets to collectors. A typical 1988 S-proof quarter is worth around $2 to $5, but a deep cameo example in PR70 perfect condition can command a higher price from collectors. Besides condition and mint mark, any unique errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, can greatly increase a coin's value. These types of mint errors are uncommon and collectible, often selling for $50 to several $100s, based on their rarity and visibility. When evaluating a 1988 quarter, condition is crucial. A 1989 United States quarter dollar, commonly known as the Washington quarter, is part of the standard circulating coinage issued by the U.S. Mint. It features the profile of George Washington on the obverse front and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. The coin is made from a copper nickel clad composition, consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between two layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, weighs 5.67 grams and has a reeded edge. In 1989, quarters were struck at 3 different mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked D; and San Francisco, marked S. Coins from Philadelphia and Denver were intended for general circulation, while San Francisco coins were proof coins made for collectors. The condition of the coin significantly affects its value. A circulated 1989 quarter, regardless of mint mark, is usually worth face value 25 cents, unless it is in an exceptional condition or has a rare mint error. Uncirculated coins, graded MS-60 or higher, can be worth slightly more, around $1 to $5 depending on the grade. Proof versions from San Francisco, especially in pristine condition, may fetch between $2 to $10, and even higher if graded by professional services, like PCGS or NGC as PR69 or PR70. Key value factors include luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and absence of wear. Collectors also seek special varieties or minting errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, which can increase value significantly. A 1991 United States quarter dollar, commonly known as a Washington quarter, is a coin struck by the U.S. Mint, bearing the image of George Washington on the obverse front and a depiction of an eagle on the reverse back, as was standard until the state quarters series began in 1999. The 1991 quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, not silver unless it's a special proof coin. Over 1.1 billion of these coins were minted in total between the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked D mints, making them common in circulation. The value of a regular 1991 quarter in circulated condition is typically 25 cents. Its face value. However, uncirculated or mint state coins, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, can be worth more, generally $1 to $5 depending on quality. Proof versions of the 1991 quarter, minted in San Francisco, marked S, especially in deep cameo condition, may be worth $2 to $10 or more, particularly if still in original mint packaging or certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. In terms of condition, coins are graded from poor P1 to mint state MS-70. A coin in average circulated condition may show wear on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. An uncirculated coin will show no signs of wear, with full luster and sharp detail. A proof coin will have a mirror-like background and frosted details. Coin collectors, numismatists, value sharpness, lack of scratches and luster when determining worth. Unless your 1991 quarter has a minting error, is in flawless condition, or is a rare variety, it likely holds only face value. Some known errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planches, can raise value significantly, sometimes to $50 or more, depending on severity and demand. To determine exact value, you may want to have the coin professionally graded, or compare it to recent sales on coin auction sites. The 1992 United States quarter dollar, part of the long-running Washington quarter series, features President George Washington on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse, which had been the standard design since 1932 until it changed in 1999 with the introduction of the 50-state quarters program. These quarters were minted in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked D; and San Francisco, marked S. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced hundreds of millions of these coins, over 750 million combined, making regular 1992 quarters extremely common in circulation. As such, their value in typical worn or circulated condition remains at face value 25 cents. In terms of composition, the standard 1992 quarters are made from a copper-nickel clad with a pure copper core and an outer layer of 75% copper, and 25% nickel. This makes them resistant to wear but not intrinsically valuable like silver coins. However, the San Francisco Mint produced special proof versions of the 1992 quarter. There are two main types of these proofs: clad, common, and 90% silver, more valuable. The latter included in special silver proof sets. A 1992 silver proof quarter in pristine condition can be worth $10 to $15 or more, especially if graded highly by NGC or PCGS. When it comes to grading and condition, collectors assess coins using the Sheldon scale from poor P1 to mint state MS 70. Coins in mint state MS 60 and above have no wear and retain their original mint luster, making them more valuable. A typical 1992 quarter in MS 65 condition may sell for $2 to $5, while exceptionally struck coins, especially with high grades like MS 67 or higher, might fetch $20 to $100. Though such high grades are rare and require professional grading, proof coins, especially the silver variety, can command even higher prices if they have deep cameo contrast and are in perfect condition. Error coins from 1992 can also be of interest to collectors. Errors such as double die obverses, off-center strikes, wrong planchette errors, or clipped planches may significantly increase a coin's value, sometimes to $50, $100 or more, depending on the rarity and visual impact of the error. However, such coins are uncommon and require close inspection or professional evaluation. In conclusion, a standard 1992 quarter usually holds only its face value unless it is in mint state. The 1995 United States quarter dollar, part of the Washington quarter series, features the familiar bust of George Washington on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse. It was minted in large quantities at the Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S mints. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 1 billion coins, while the Denver Mint struck nearly 600 million, making the 1995 quarter one of the most common in circulation. Because of this high mintage, regular circulation coins from 1995 usually hold only their face value of 25 cents, unless they are in exceptionally high condition or are special editions. The standard 1995 quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, not silver, consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between two layers of copper-nickel alloy. This was the typical material for U.S. quarters from 1965 onward. The San Francisco Mint, however, produced proof versions of the 1995 quarter. These came in two types: clad proofs, common, and 90% silver proofs. The latter included in special collector sets a silver proof 1995 S quarter, especially in deep cameo condition and still sealed in its original government packaging or certified by a professional grading service, can be worth between $10 and $20 or more. In terms of grading and condition, coin collectors use the Sheldon scale, which ranges from P1 poor to MS 70 mint state perfect. A 1995 quarter in average circulated condition shows visible signs of wear on Washington's face and the eagle's feathers. Such coins are very common and worth only face value. However, a mint state MS 60 to MS 67 quarter, especially those with full luster and no visible contact marks, can be worth more. For instance, a 1995 D quarter in MS 67 has been auctioned for over $50. Though these are rare and typically certified by grading companies like NGC or PCGS. A small number of 1995 quarters with mint errors can also be significantly more valuable. Examples of such errors include off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planches, or double die errors. These coins are typically worth $20 to several $100, depending on the type and visibility of the error. A notable or dramatic error especially if authenticated, can greatly increase a coin's desirability among collectors. In summary, the 1995 quarter is generally a common coin with limited value in circulated form, but it can be worth more if it's a high-grade uncirculated coin, a silver proof, or features a minting error. Collectors value detail, luster, and scarcity, so coins with exceptional condition or rarity stand out. If you believe your 1995 quarter might be valuable, having it graded professionally or comparing it to similar listings from auction sites can help determine its true market worth. The 1998 United States quarter dollar, part of the long-running Washington quarter series, was among the last to feature the traditional eagle-on reverse design before the launch of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. This coin shows the bust of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and a heraldic eagle on the reverse. The 1998 quarter was minted in 3 primary facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 896 million, and the Denver Mint struck about 821 million, making the 1998 quarter very common in everyday circulation. These regular circulation coins are made of a copper-nickel clad composition, a core of pure copper sandwiched between layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition is standard for U.S. quarters minted after 1965. Due to their high mintage and modern age, most 1998 quarters found in circulation are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, coins that have been preserved in mint state (MS) condition, especially those graded MS 65 or higher, can command higher prices in the collector market, ranging from $1 to $10, and in rare top-grade cases, even $20 to $50. The San Francisco Mint also struck special proof versions of the 1998 quarter for collectors. These include both clad proofs and 90% silver proofs, which were sold in special proof sets. A 1998 S clad proof quarter is typically worth $1 to $3, while a 1998 S silver proof quarter in pristine, deep cameo condition can fetch $10 to $20 or more, especially when graded by professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC. Proof coins are not intended for circulation, so finding one in pocket change is rare and noteworthy. In terms of grading, coin condition plays a major role in value. A coin in circulated condition will show visible wear, flat details on Washington's hair or the eagle's wings, while a mint state coin has no signs of wear, retains its original luster, and has sharp, clean details. Collectors especially prize MS 67 or higher coins with strong eye appeal. High-grade 1998 quarters are relatively common, but still hold some value. There are also a few known error coins from 1998 that can significantly increase a coin's value. These may include double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planches, or broad strikes, depending on the error type and its severity. These coins can sell for $25 to several $100. Authentication and evaluation by a professional are recommended if you suspect your coin has a mint error. To summarize, while the 1998 quarter is generally a common and modern coin with face value in average condition, coins in uncirculated grades, silver proofs, or with mint errors can be worth much more to collectors. As one of the final years before the redesign of the quarter series, it remains a popular year for those assembling complete modern sets. For accurate assessment,